Ryan Combs, and this is SMHS News.
It's hard to believe that there are just a few weeks left in the school year.
Yeah, especially when we still have so much snow on the ground. Speaking of the weather, I will be giving you the forecast later in the show.
In breaking news, the CDC has issued a warning that Facebook gives you the flu. They claim that people are actually developing the flu because they spend hours and hours hunched over their filthy keyboards, stalking their college boyfriends, new girlfriends, vacation photos until 3 in the morning, or looking at their coworkers' triathlon photos. People, this is not exercise. The recommendation is to get off of Facebook, go outside, get some fresh air, and go to sleep.
That's really interesting, Mia. Also in breaking news, a listeria outbreak triggers massive recall of frozen foods at Trader Joe's, Costco, and Walmart. Just about 382 frozen foods and vegetables sold under 42 different brand names have been recalled and taken off shelves. Several people in 3 western states have been hospitalized due to listeria. Sadly, two of these individuals have died since. Make sure you check your food to see if they were produced by CRF Frozen Foods to help you prevent any diseases.
On a political update, Donald Trump has secured the Republican nomination with the recent dropping out of Ted Cruz. Mr. Trump will now be facing head-to-head with Hillary Clinton, or as his supporters call her, liar, liar, pantsuit on fire. Now, because of the email scandals and Benghazi Clinton has been involved with, this could give Trump an upper hand, especially with all of his friends, explained here.
Donald Trump has made a lot of enemies over the last several months, but he also, as he has been known to mention, has a lot of friends.
You know, that's like Muhammad Ali. He was a friend of mine.
Michael Jackson was actually a very good friend of mine.
Tom Brady is a very good friend of mine.
Bob Kraft, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, they're like great friends of mine.
Ted Cruz is a friend of mine. Chris Christie's a friend of mine.
Carl Icahn is a friend of mine. I like Oprah. She's a friend of mine. Howard's a friend of mine.
I remember Tim Russert very well. He was a friend of mine.
Roger Ailes has been a friend of mine.
Herman Cain, my friend. My friend Elton John. We have a rich guy from New York City, a friend of mine.
A friend of mine who's one of the biggest and richest people in China. A friend of mine who's Chinese. Chinese. They say they're friends of mine.
I have friends that aren't Christian.
I have many friends that are Muslims. I have friends that are Muslims. I have so many Jewish friends.
I have friends that are reporters.
I have friends in Iowa. I have so many friends in New Hampshire.
I have friends. I have so many friends. I have a friend.
I have friends.
I have a friend. Friends of mine. Friend of mine.
A friend of mine. Friends of mine. Friends of mine. Friend of mine.
Friend of mine. Friend of mine. Friend of mine. Friend of mine.
Friend of mine.
Friend of mine. Friend of mine.
Friend of mine.
Friend of mine.
Friend of mine.
Friend of mine.
I have no friends as far as I'm concerned.
Suave for men.
Now on to sports. Here's Camden and Gavin with a quick update on what's going on in today's sports.
Welcome to Rocky Mountain CG Sports. I am Camden Raydell with my co-host Gavin Sternman, bringing you the latest in the sports world. Today we'll be covering the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, the early MLB season, and SMH sports. NBA playoffs are in full swing as each team is hopeful to advance and win the beloved Larry O'Brien Trophy. In top sports, OKC leads the Spurs 3-2. Also, the Cavs had advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. Golden State Warriors lead the Portland Trailblazers 3-1. Finally, the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors are all locked up at 2 games each. The Stanley Cup race is ice cold as the defending champions have already been eliminated from the playoff contention. Upsets are always a part of professional sports, and the NHL is not disappointed. The Dallas Stars are tied 3 games to the St. Louis Blues, as well as the Sharks and Predators. The Penguins and Lightning are set to battle in the respective conference finals.
As the NBA and NHL seasons draw to a close, the MLB season is undoubtedly young and full of early season excitement. Drama and implications have already arrived as preseason favorites have mediocre records, while unsuspecting teams have dominated. Currently, the Chicago Cubs have the best record in the NL at 25-6, while the Chicago White Sox have the best record in the AL. Certainly, Chicago is finding success that has not been present for decades in the baseball world. In player news, Dee Gordon of the Miami Marlins and Chris Colabello of the Toronto Blue Jays have been suspended 80 games for the use of PEDs, or performance-enhancing drugs. Since the early 1990s, PED use has been a growing factor in MLB and shows no sign of stopping. In other news, Bryce Harper of the Washington Nationals recently signed a 10-year contract with Under Armour, said to be the largest sponsorship of any player in MLB history. I hate you.
International sports have been widely discussed, most including the upcoming Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Brazilian pollution has proven to be the issue regarding athletes' health while competing in the Summer Olympics every 4 years. Currently, the Olympics are still set to take place the summer of 2016.
Do you want to be like Mike?
I do.
Do you want a license to jam?
I do.
Do you want to stick your tongue out like Michael Jordan?
I do.
Introducing the all-new Wolf Grey 3s.
I am like Mike.
In the St. Mary's community, sports have been successful in the 2015-2016 school year. This spring, track is looking to compete in the Tri-Peaks Championship this Saturday and to defend their reigning dominance.
Young, now that you play track here in America, how is it different since there was no track in North Korea?
Well, yeah, North Korea doesn't have a track. We can't really run because they just shoot us. Like, if they see us like running at the field, they just bring the guns and shoot us. So I really like America's sports, which you just run around. It's like free, and then you jump. Yeah, I think it's really
Honestly,
good.
how do you feel you're going to do in your upcoming meet and for the rest of the season going into state?
I'm not sure because I have a lot of fat and then we are not that fast, so we're not gonna make championship or first or second place in the state or something like that. So we just have fun and spend time. Yeah.
There it is. Tennis went 6-4 overall, placing 5th in this year's regionals.
So I'm here today with Grace Klein, one of the tennis players. How do you think your season went?
Our season actually went really well. We placed 5th in the region this year, which is pretty good. It's the best that our coach has ever seen has ever taken our team through his years of coaching.
And how do you think next season will go?
I think it will go pretty well. We have most of the same players as we did this year, so we're only losing like 3 seniors. So I think with the incoming freshmen, we should do pretty well.
That's good to hear.
Girls soccer had a regular season record of 10-5 and are entering the playoffs with a young, energetic team.
How do you think soccer playoffs will go this year?
I think they will go pretty well. You can't really tell when you're in playoffs because anything can happen. So yeah.
And also, how do you think you guys will be next year since you're not losing that many seniors?
I think we'll be great. We have a lot of new freshmen this year and they'll have a lot of experience on varsity, so they'll be ready for the next year. And we're gonna party hard and go crazy.
All right, thank you.
Theoretically, we're not physically ready to do that.
Lastly, the baseball team finishes with a regular season record of 14-5, seeding them number 3 in the state, and hosting districts this weekend to advance to state playoffs.
Here with Seth from the baseball team. Seth, what do you feel about the new coaches since you came from Mesa?
I feel like they know what they're talking about. They have a good understanding of the game, and I feel we'll be successful because they have a good knowledge about baseball.
And how do you guys think you will do in the playoffs?
Oh, we're going with state. We hit dingers, Kent Murphy style.
All-American chickens grown in your backyard.
Support your local businesses, like Camden and his chicken farm.
You can fry them, you can scramble them, you can put them on a sandwich, you can put them on a burger. Any way you cook them, they're gonna be good for you. So support your small businesses and eat some eggs.
Have you ever felt inferior to your friends trying to dunk? Today, we're going to teach you the technique of how to dunk. So, first step is you get a basketball. And you get some friends, or if you don't have friends, get a hoop. So you're gonna start, excuse me. You're gonna start dribbling from about like 3 feet away with both hands. And you go up to the basket and you jump and go down and grab onto it. And then you'll just be like me. Now you try.
How was that?
It's alright. That was better. This week in the good, the bad, and the gossip entertainment, surprising news. Kim Kardashian is leaving Kanye West, stating Kanye was just not manly enough for her. Rumor has it, although Kim isn't saying so, Kanye is more like her stepdad Caitlyn than her stepdad Bruce, if you know what I mean. In other entertainment news, Luke Bryan has decided to stop touring due to tearing of his pants. Seems as though Luke goes through approximately 20 pairs of jeans every concert. Not sure why he doesn't just buy bigger jeans. Also, Janet Jackson is expecting at age 50. Yes, she is. Mr. Channing Tatum also has some interesting news, stating that Magic Mike Live will be coming to Las Vegas for summer shows. Ladies, get your money ready. Was Justin Bieber sued for $100,000 for a beer pong disaster? Tabloids say yes. Bieber allegedly states that Robert Earl Morgan was at a nightclub with him and smashed his $100,000 phone. While Morgan states that Bieber was intoxicated, spilling beer on his face and clothes, when suddenly grabs his phone from Morgan, who is holding it for him, and smashes it on the ground. Both lawyers are settling it out. Onto a more serious note, the Purple Rain singer Prince has died on April 21st at age 57. Prince was dealing with the effects of the flu when his plane had to make an unexpected stop in Illinois due to complications. A few days later, he was discovered at his Paisley Park compound in Minnesota and was pronounced dead at the scene. Sources state Prince overdosed on opioids due to his complications with the flu. Although new secrets have been revealed that Prince had an appointment to meet with an addiction doctor the day after his death because of his grave medical emergency. More details should be revealed soon once autopsy results are revealed. To get your last glimpse of Prince, there will be limited screenings of his movie Purple Rain. Now on to today's top 10 songs of the week. Coming in at number 1 is Panda by Designer. Number 2, One Dance by Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla. Number 3, 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Number 4, Purple Rain by Prince. Number 5, I Took a Pill in Ibiza by Mike Posner. Number 6, Work by Rihanna featuring Drake. Number 7, Work From Home by Fifth Harmony featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Number 8, When Doves Cry by Prince. Number 9, Pillow Talk by Zayn. And number 10, Formation by Beyonce. Now on to the top 3 movies of the week. Coming in at number 3 is Zootopia. Number 2, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. And coming in at number 1, The Jungle Book. To finish out this segment, here are a few mean tweets from your fellow classmates and teachers.